How's it going, everybody? Welcome back. It's Wednesday, and we got the whole crew back together. Me, Mike, Steph. And we got a lot to talk about. The Rock. What's going on, man? He's showing up late to set. He's peeing in water bottles. I don't know what's happening. Is it true? Is it false? Is it exaggerated? I don't know. But there's a lot going on. We'll discuss. AI. There's a big Hellboy controversy. It seems like there's a new one of these stories every week. We're going to get into a lengthy discussion today about AI, the effects of it, how we feel about it, marketing signs of it, overall, what the dangers are, what the benefits are, all that. And Chris Hemsworth says that Love and Thunder was the farts. So we'll discuss that and more on the show today. But we want you to hit that button. Subscribe to the channel if you're brand new to it. Why? I've never even seen you guys talk yet. I just stumbled across this. Why am I going to watch it? Because it's free. Costs you nothing and gets us closer to 200,000 subscribers. Right now, we're almost at 143. Can you help us? You can't? Well, whatever. Fine. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, anywhere podcasts are found. That's it. That's the whole pitch here today. So let's get to it. Big thing. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It is the big thing. It's Wednesday, May 1st. Woo! That's right. It's me.
It's May.
You didn't know it was May yet? Just got lost, huh?
I'm lost because I thought summer happened. We got 2 days of sun. Today, it's gloom.
No, it's gloom. Speaking of gloom, Mike Kalinowski's here.
But damn, does he look good.
Is this even on? My thing is
Nah, it's not on. I did.
You had it on. Yeah. Jesus Christ.
So
this is going to be a good one.
And for people, listen, this is what I'm going to tell people now. Right away. You know, Mike's frame rate is a little different than Steph and Mike's. Yeah, I know. Brett's going to fix it on the next show, so you'll see the difference on Thursday. Leave me alone. Yeah, it's funny because not on this show per se, but mostly on the Tuesday on the UAP show, people will be like, "I like the show, but there's too many ads." Are you paying my salary? Like, what are you talking about? It's like you have every podcast has ads. Plus, the fact I'm getting
at this point, isn't it like it just with par for the course?
And I'm getting ads that people will like.
Amazon Prime now has
Blue
ads.
Chew.
Yeah, everybody has ads, and it's
everyone like I'm paying for no ads. I get ads.
Yeah, and it's like, listen, if you have, it's my point. Well, why do you have ads? Because I want to have people on my show. Because I want to feed my family, and I want to also get you guys good stuff. So that's why.
Good.
So don't comment that because it's not even going to make the cut. Anyway, so we got a lot to talk about. And I didn't know if I was going to talk about it at first, but I figured I might as well. This is kind of explosive interview, or report rather, on the Wrap by Humberto Gonzalez, who did a full-on investigation about The Rock. And here's some of the tidbits. I'm going to summarize some of it, but basically, this article by Humberto Gonzalez says that for more than 2 decades, The Rock has nurtured a reputation as a hard-working, muscle-bound action comedy movie star with considerable box office drawing power, but Red One, a high-powered Christmas crowd pleaser for Amazon MGM, has turned into a massive budgetary misadventure, casting Johnson's fame and work ethic into a different light. Originally slated for release during the 2023 Christmas season, the Red One theatrical release has been delayed to November 2024, supposedly due to last year's labor strikes. But the real story is a lot messier. Production issues ranging from Johnson's chronic lateness and lack of professionalism on set to producers' inexperience caused costs of the movie co-starring Chris Evans and J.K. Simmons to spiral upwards to a final budget of over $250 million, a sum more fitting for a superhero tentpole. According to more than a dozen insiders directly involved in the project, the Red One production was a perfect storm of problems compounded by the inexperience of the film's lead producer, Hiram Garcia of Seven Bucks Production, and Amazon's MGM feature and production executives Julie Rappaport and Glenn Gainier, who are overseeing the project. Insiders told the Wrap that Johnson showed up as much as 8 hours late to set on the movie, forcing the crew to shoot around him on some days. On previous films, Johnson has made a habit of peeing in water bottles to save time, which upset crew members. On set, away from his trailer, if he needs to pee, he doesn't go to the public bathroom. One insider who knows the movie star well says he pees in a Voss water bottle and his team or PA has to dispose of it. Amazon was hoping to launch a potential franchise with Red One, which is about a villain who kidnaps Santa Claus from the North Pole, after which an elf, extremely large and formidable operative, joins forces with a bounty hunter to find and save Christmas. Amazon debuted some of the footage at CinemaCon, and basically what they have talked about is, and what he does say, and this is what I liked about the article, he goes back and forth. He said that he reached out to Amazon, and they said their statement was that both Dwayne Johnson and $7 have been incredible partners, and that everybody's going to love it. And they said that they've had no issues, and anything is kind of ridiculous and false. Now, he further goes into the fact that The Rock is late. He said Johnson, who advocates himself for the hardest worker in the room, has developed a reputation for his lack of professionalism on set. Now, this kind of tarted into, they talked to some people, rumored that there was some stuff in WrestleMania that he was late for, but WWE came back and said it wasn't true. But there were, and some people said that one of the reasons he was late to one of these events is because he had other stuff that he was doing in the city. And then they talked more about his time on Ballers, and they said that there are people on the set of Ballers that said he was late all the time. And so, and then there was big rumors about him and Ryan Reynolds, who got into it on, I think was it Red One? Is that not Red One? Whatever the other one was that they did together, and there was apparently some beef there. So, and then the budgets got out of hand on a lot of these things, and it's a very long article, but it just goes on to say it. And what I've noticed inside of all of this is the reason why. Look, showing up to late, it seems like a lot of different places. Whether I don't know how true the Ryan Reynolds thing is, but there's no comment on it yet from Ryan Reynolds. They've seemed to make up since. Apparently they weren't talking for months, and now they are. The way that I look at it is, as far as if you're going to be late, and you're going to cost the crew that much money, that's a problem, right? It's a major problem. But what I don't want to do is say, oh, this is bad. The Rock is a bad person for being late, peeing in water bottles, doing all this stuff, and making people throw it out. Because I haven't heard his side of the story yet, and I'm tired of going into a place where we see everybody who just goes, "Oh yeah, that article's bad. That's the bad guy." All of this might be true. Every single bit of it might be true. But let's get the whole story first, right away, because everybody, they see all this stuff, and I've seen videos about The Rock and people just going after The Rock and going. Wait till the whole story's told, but. The thing that the peeing in the water bottles is almost comical at this point, but the only thing that gets me about that, so you guys busy, he's pissing in water bottles, whatever. The thing that gets me about it is that he's making his PAs throw it out.
Right.
If that's true. That, I'm like, if you're going to piss in a water bottle, throw it out. I don't know. Steph, you hear this, and this is just a smidgen.
Okay, so if I'm The Rock, I'm one of the most famous people of all time, most paid people of all time, and you write a 40-page smear or article about me that's supposed to be bad, and this is what you got, I think The Rock's doing pretty okay. This sounds like a 16-year-old boy on set in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. It's also a little bit confusing because if you're so pressed, if you're 8 hours late, but then so pressed for time that you have to pee in water bottles to avoid wasting time in the bathroom, something's not adding up.
Yeah.
But I think that all these megastars make. One day there will be all the PAs and the assistants coming together to make the funniest show of all time, sharing what these people make them do. Because this, to me, because I've been an assistant for people in the industry, it's not surprising if it's true. It's not surprising.
It's not surprising. It doesn't mean that, and it
doesn't mean it's true.
It doesn't mean it's true. And it doesn't mean it's okay if everybody else is doing it.
Of course not. It's gross. It's disgusting. I'm not your doctor's office.
Right. And the fact it's more so with me. I mean, I know the pissing in the bottles, whatever you want. To me, that's the smallest part of this whole story. The
being 8 hours late and screwing up an entire production.
The budget of it.
It's crazy.
Making the crews work later. Sure, there's overtime. But you're asking people to stay there for a very long time, be away from their families, do these things. And if it's because you're so busy, then, have someone manage your schedule better. And the other thing it says inside of that report is that, and this is, again, hearsay. I don't know whether or not this is true, and that's what other people say. The Rock put his ex-brother-in-law, Hiram Garcia, as a producer. And in this report, it says that it was really a slam. They said, imagine if Vince gave Turtle a job as a producer, and the job that he would do, this is worse, and that's who Hiram Garcia is, right? Turtle. He's basically Turtle from Entourage.
Yeah.
He said that the guy here, all he used to do is make his shakes. his protein shakes from. That
Make
was his
The Rock.
job, but
Yeah,
now
he
he's
used
a
to- now
producer.
Right. But that again, the unfairness to that is everybody's got those jobs at one point where
Sure,
you're doing
you work your
stuff.
way up.
You're working your way up. So he very could have been making The Rock protein. Say, hey, you're my brother-in-law. I'm going to give you a job. You want to help me out? Do this? Sure, I'll do that. And look, you're really good at what you do. Here it is. And he gets caught in the crossfire of it. And they go, well, he's just his brother-in-law, and maybe someone's jealous, and they put him under.
Maybe.
It's possible. That's why.
There's so much.
Yeah, the only thing that stands out a little bit, and maybe it's because they're waiting. The Rock's very active on social media.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
very active. And he's posted things since this article, but nothing directly about this article. Now, normally when he's challenged on things or someone says something about him, he responds.
Right.
He says what. So maybe it's just like, hey, let's either ignore it, let it go away, because he's got a big career thing happening. First of all, he's part of the WWE board now. He's like he owns part of the company now. So like, and they're doing big things over there as well. So that part he's doing well on. He just had the biggest WrestleMania like ever. So that worked out really well. But as far as acting goes, he is taking a step. He's playing the ex UFC champion, and it's an A24 movie. It's Emily Blunt, I think, that's with him. Maybe I don't know if that's been announced, but it's rumored. And it's supposed to be like his first kind of real drama turn. You are not going to be able to do this kind of stuff showing up 8 hours late on an A24 production.
With Emily Blunt.
But you'll sink the movie.
Yeah.
A24's budgets are not. You can't balloon a budget to an A24 budget to that. I mean, look, Civil War was like the highest A24 budget, I think, in a long time, and you can't do that. So I don't know, Mike. What do you think about this report? Believe it? Not believe it? Where do you stand?
I
on it?
don't know.
Yeah.
Should we just wait? I don't know.
I think so.
I'm going to say something. As one of the people that's been on set, we're like, hey, we need Mike here on this day, and I don't end up shooting because the actor didn't show up to set that day. I got paid.
Yeah.
It was nice to get paid, but I had other things to do, and I got screwed over. It happens all the time to lower people on an acting call sheet. And like the one thing that is when they said they don't list his call time on the call sheet, something's rotten in the state of Denmark.
Because
everyone's
some stinks in Denver.
Yeah. Everyone's on the call sheet with the call time. Tom Cruise is on the call sheet with the call time. And the fact that he's not on there with the call, his
they're
call
used
time
to
is
it?
not on there.
Interesting.
Is they hide that, and because they don't want well, he was supposed to be here, and he's
Right.
showing up now, and they don't have that. That's a problem. And that's where I think this guy's not going to, the Variety's not going to write, or the Rap's not going to write an article to not go through their lawyers going, hey, how does this make us look?
Right.
Can he come at us? Or do you have your sources to back it up?
Well, and I think that that's one of the things that the article does well. I mean, I only read a snippet of it, right? Because the article does well in saying, look, well, we also reached out to Amazon, we reached out to WWE, who wrote back and said nothing but great experiences with
Which they
Dwayne,
wouldn't not
$7.
say
Of course
a bad
not.
thing.
Of course they have to say that. But there are two sides of it here. There's a side of the saying, no, there's no problem. Where they've been great partners. It's not just this is just The Rock being horrible, and everybody says he's horrible. It's like, no, the people he's working with are giving him props. WWE, there's these reports that he was showing up late, but here's the reason why. The traffic was real bad at one side. He was doing this, he was doing that. He addressed it on stage and people are saying he was actually even there early for the actual matches to go over it. So there is this both sides of it going, no, it's not everything what these people are saying is a little kind of ludicrous.
But there's the one article in there. Again, a lot of people are saying, hey, I'm not saying my name because they're lower in the.
Of course.
But the one people have said they had like a log. They wrote a log on the show he was on of every day he was late. Mm-hmm. That's proof.
It's proof to that person, because how do we know that? Like,
why would they out of the blue go, I'm going to create a log to all the times he was late?
You are not wrong in the fact that if you investigated it enough, you probably would find that person most likely is telling the truth. However, we can all agree in the room that there are also people who are out of their minds, and who could also go like, you know what, I'm playing the long game here, and I'm going to write every week that Dwayne Johnson didn't say hi to me. So, you know what? He is a jerk because he didn't say hello to me. I smiled at him, and he didn't smile back. I'm not saying that that's what this person did. It's more likely what you're saying. I'm just saying you can't rule out anything, because people, especially today with social media and people, everybody wants to get some kind of attention. What I will say, though, is that there was something, I don't know if it was from Ballers or whatever, this peeing in the bottle thing isn't new. Someone up on Instagram posted about it back in like 2021 and said that he was showing up late and doing these things too. So
you know what's the worst thing about that peeing in the bottle thing? That it's a Voss bottle. It's clear. Like you could have peed. I thought when they said water bottle, it was one of those big black, insulated ones.
It's not like he's got shame about it.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, he definitely
big glass
only drinks
Voss bottle of piss.
Yeah.
Look, Tim, it's the same thing for me. Like if you're standing around and you're pissing in a bottle because you're like, no, let's go. Okay, it's gross. You're doing what you're doing, but don't give it to somebody else to throw out. Like to me, it's like, yeah, okay. Look, I went behind the shed. I went behind the tree. I went behind the house. I went behind the thing. I pissed in this bottle. Let's move. I just tossed it out, and don't even tell anybody about it. Just do it.
The big takeaway for me in all this, I'm curious now because I was always pro Rock when it came to him and the Vin Diesel's beef.
I was just gonna say that. I'm glad you brought it up.
But now, who knows?
Right.
Maybe he was like, hey, you're coming to this is my family. You're coming here and you're costing us 8 hours. You're late and you're pissing everywhere.
That is the report, by the way, is that Vin Diesel was upset about Rock being late all the time.
So if that's the case, maybe The Rock just had more followers, got in front of it, and like they show up and they're not working, and I'm the hardest working guy in Hollywood, and
he's more likable.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say this: you asked me 5 years ago which movie star out there I want to have a beer with. The Rock's the guy. But ever since his DC tried to muscle in and take over, I know too, I got real sour on him.
Yeah.
To hear the workings, they try to kick people out, and he wanted to take over and be like the big thing of DC. I'm like,
well, the rumor in this article is that he wanted Hiram Garcia to be the guy
to run DC. That was making his protein shakes 10 years ago.
Well, again, that
I know
that doesn't that to
but
me.
You look at his track record, and he doesn't have.
Yeah,
they talk about other things. Like when he's dealing with The Rock, he's fine. But anytime you try to be a producer with other stuff, it crumbles.
Right. Well, I mean that to me is more valid. And if you look at the guy's past track record, he tried to do this, and this, and he couldn't get it off the ground. You want him to run DC. That to me speaks a little more volumes than, well, he's the guy who used to make the shakes. It's like, who cares? Like, Eminem used to
shakes and call it a
Eminem
day.
Used to work at a burger place. It's like, so who cares?
I know.
So anyway, there's a lot to this story overall. I wonder where you guys stand on it. You read this article, maybe you didn't read this article, maybe you had no clue. Does it hurt The Rock in your eyes? Is it one of those things, as I said up top? Let's wait to get the whole story. Let's wait to see the response, if there is one at all. Is it one of those things where we are a people of forgiveness and scorn at the same time? So it's, hey, why'd you do that? Why are you peeing in bottles? We hate you. Oh, wait, that movie was real good. We'll give you the Oscar. That can happen. And things can bounce back. I mean, there are a lot of people who did a lot of different things that are still working now. Does he address the behavior? That's the other question. If he does he come out and say, look, I'm sorry that people were hurt, and the fact that I did this, I didn't realize at the time, and he gives an apology, and I don't know. I'm very curious to what you guys think. So throw your comments in there. Let me know exactly what you're talking about. AG1 doesn't make you pee too much in bottles, but it does give you some energy, and I'll tell you about both AG1, and then you can go play on the golf course. I'll tell you about both AG1 and PXG. Here you go. All right, guys, let's talk about AG1. You guys know I love AG1. If you've been listening to my show, you've heard me talk about them, and I've been drinking them for about 2 years now, and I love it. Never been a vitamins guy. I've told you that. I take it all one shot, AG1. I put it in a water bottle. I shake it up. I'm good to go. I recommend AG1 to my friends. I recommend AG1 to my family. Everybody. AG1 is a team of doctors and scientists. It is tested for 950 contaminants and NSF certified for sport. It is formulated based on the latest science and maintains high quality standards. You guys know they've been with us for a while because you guys know too. You've all been checking them out, and everybody who's been signing up to AG1 says the same thing. It's changed your energy. It's changed how you approach things in the day. You're smiling more. Running around the place and you're sleeping better. I know. AG1 is the supplement that I trust to provide the support my body needs daily. And that's why they've been a partner for so long. If you want to take ownership of your health, it starts with AG1. Try AG1 and you get a free 1-year supply of vitamin D3, K2, and 5 free AG1 travel packs with your first purchase. Go to drinkag1.com/bigthing. Drinkag1.com/bigthing. Check it out. Golfers, you know that PXG is on a mission to create the most high-quality, high-performance golf clubs in the game. Well, they're bringing the same passion for excellence to their new line of apparel, and I gotta say, they nailed it. I told Riley about this. Riley lost his mind. Riley was in the depths of having a new baby, but he was able to get some golfing in. I don't know how he did it, but he did it, and he loved it. He told me all about it. It was made with premium materials and technology designed for peak performance. These confidence-inspiring looks invite all-day play, taking you seamlessly from the course to the office to a night in the town. From golf trips to romantic getaways, these dynamic pieces add versatility and standout style to every event. PXG apparel has something for everyone. Pants, polos, sweaters, hats, quarter zips, joggers, jackets, skirts, everything that you want. I got this hat and this shirt, man. This shirt is slick. Love that shirt. It's my color too. I like that. So they're really comfortable. You guys know I like my hats. I like my black hats, and I like this hat. It's very comfortable, and I dig it. You'll see me wearing it a lot. It's great because they're designed for the course. They block out the sun. This shirt is really comfortable and perfect for the course. You can even wear it out. I will have meetings with this. I'll go to breakfast with this. Elevate your style game on and off the course with the PXG Spring Summer 2024 collection. You got to go to pxg.com/thebigthing. Again, pxg.com/thebigthing. We got to use that code, thebigthing. Get 10% off of all apparel. My golfing friends are losing their minds over this stuff. They're already using the code. You will too. So one more time, 10% off. Go to pxg.com/thebigthing and use that code, thebigthing. All right, thank you to our friends over at AG1 and PXG. I tell you, each and every show, you help out the show tremendously when you go and you get yourself something. For golfers, golf fans out there, go and try PXG. Go and try it. Get some of that apparel and get some AG1. It gets you a boost of energy in the morning. Mike Kalinowski is a staunch advocate for AI in art.
Shut your mouth.
And he loves this story about Hellboy. This is following a quote from the film's producer causing controversy. I guess there's an animated film coming out. Brian Taylor has shot down a report of actual AI usage in the upcoming Hellboy, The Crooked Man. This was published 2 months ago at motionpictures.org, but picking up traction yesterday. The original article had quotes from Millennium Media chief Jonathan Younger, who said he saw a demon character shot practically that didn't look great, so he used AI to come up with some new designs. The article's writer, not Younger, says in the piece, Younger was referring to the Hellboy film on which he's a producer. Now, Taylor has indicated the article got it wrong, and the quote was about another film entirely. He says, to be clear, there is zero AI used on Hellboy, The Crooked Man. Both characters, Hellboy and The Crooked Man, were created and shot 100% gloriously practical as the movie gods intended, with no CGI enhancement, and it looks amazing. Younger was misquoted. The comment was referring to a different film, The Offering. Rest assured, there is zero AI used on Hellboy, The Crooked Man, and our gloriously practical Hellboy looks phenomenal. Probably the article was written by AI. Boom. Zinger.
You got him.
Indeed. Younger is both writer and producer on The Offering, which could make him closer to that film's material in question. The new Hellboy unfolds in the 50s, and yada, yada, yada. Who cares? Okay, so this is a new stance, Mike. Yesterday you took to Twitter. I haven't seen you really do this too much, and you went on Twitter, started yelling at some peeps.
Being sarcastic.
Oh, yeah, am I? Yeah. I think you're great on Twitter. It's one of my favorite things to do is to watch explosions happen on Twitter. Anyway, you're on Twitter and you start yelling at the people saying you will never watch this movie, F this movie.
I said F the filmmaker that uses AI.
Right.
Yeah.
So you see this story. He says there's no AI in this at all, and they got it wrong.
Okay.
What do you say?
I think he got a shitstorm yesterday on Twitter, and it's like, whoops, I want people to see our movie.
So you think he's lying?
The guy said, it's all taken, it's like, I put in commands, and I got 1,000 different character designs, and I get to choose which one, and then I send it off to people to then make it. That was what he talked about. Are there characters in The Offering that are creatures that he needed 1,000 different creature designs for? Are there? I don't know. I could be right. I could be wrong. I spent 6 months of this summer on a picket line in the 100-degree LA weather with my writers and actors against AI. I'm not going to take part in it. You said, as an actor, what if you say this and a filmmaker wants to hire you again? Well, then I'm not going to work with this filmmaker, because no filmmaker that's worth what they do as a creative is going to use an uncreative thing to create. They're not. It's and then I'm like, okay, you used AI to create creatures, but what it did is it took information from the
But he said he didn't.
He's not even, but it was a very specific quote from the guys. Like, I put in creature and I got thousands of designs.
He said it was a different movie though. So you're telling him you're saying he's a liar.
About creatures.
That's what he said. So you're calling him a liar. You're saying he's a liar.
It's just very.
Sus.
We talk about how The Rock doesn't respond right away, and this guy responded right away to something that came out yesterday.
Of course
when
he did,
Twitter blew up like, "Fuck this movie."
But wouldn't you, if someone said, "Hey, this movie," and you're like, "Well, that's not my movie. It's a different."
Or I'd be like, "We got caught. What do we got to do? What are you gonna say?"
But isn't gonna show when you turn the movie on?
I'm gonna go look up The Offering when I get home and see if there's creatures in it. If it's about two little girls in a church, then I'm gonna go. You're fucking sus, pal.
Okay.
Like,
how do you feel about this?
I feel I
now.
didn't see the Twitter storm. That would be very disheartening to hear. It would be very surprising to hear because I feel like most creatives are against AI, especially when you're working in the animated sector, just because, I don't know, I just feel like animation's always been important, but especially this year and coming off the heels of Spider-Verse, it's like everyone wants to create more animated stuff. Like there's X-Men and the Batman and the Kid one, and there's so many. So I don't know. It seems pretty real. Like, that's a pretty serious quote to put down and have that not be. If that's a lie, then he's a liar.
Right. And
that would be crazy.
I believe him. I think it's like, look, I think that he's like, whoa, easy. The movie is, there's no AI in the movie. There's no AI in the movie, and it's just, he was referring to this other film. You're good. We have everything. We're fine. But I don't know. Maybe he was referring just to you.
Maybe just to me.
Just to you.
I don't see any movie called The Offering on IMDb coming out in the future years. So
call him up. Tell him he's lying.
I'm going to do it.
You know who should say something? The animators.
Yeah, I don't know. But
right?
It's overall, this is a very, as much as we kind of, I bust Mike's chops a little bit. This is a very serious topic in general, as we know, as Mike was talking about on the picket lines and these other things too. And there was this whole thing that came out the other day, and you guys weren't on the show when I said this, and I know that I have a different opinion on it from most, and especially definitely than you do, right?
Oh boy.
But when it comes to like the Civil War had. I
didn't see it,
but that's not important. What was is that after the campaign came out, they had done some images on Instagram. And they put it was like, okay, these famous battles that happened in this world, but they used it for AI. Yeah. They used AI to do it. And then there was a Netflix doc that used AI for inside the doc itself to generate certain things that had happened, but it was kind of distorting the real events, right? So I had an issue with the Netflix doc using it because you're distorting events, you're distorting it, and that's to me the dangerous part of AI. Going, well, we need this, we didn't shoot it, so let's create this here instead. That's dishonest to me. The Civil War, I said I'd like to look into a little bit more, but the movie was done. They had their marketing campaign. It's like, oh, you know what? I have this program. And the movie just came out. We hired everybody to do everything that we needed to do on the posters and everything too. Do fake battle. You put it on the official account, and they put it on the account. I don't have an issue with that. I don't. In the same way that but it's like if you're taking away jobs, if hey,
but you did take away a job,
but not if your budget was you've got, I'm just making up a number, $200,000 for a marketing campaign that you can use, and you've used 5,000 of it, and you're like, well, we can run some of the old ones that we already had that have already done their job. Or I can throw this thing in there. It doesn't cost us anything. We don't have a budget anymore. I don't know if that's the case. I'm just saying if that was the case, I don't have an issue with that particular area. Using it to take away jobs, using it when you have somebody on staff that could do it, and using it when you are distorting information, I have a big issue with that. So, but that was my stance on the Civil War side of it. I don't know how you feel about that stuff.
No, I think that's a good point. I definitely see all the time with places like BuzzFeed and Complex that I follow on social media when they're doing things like, this is what the quintessential person in every state looks like according to AI. And I've never used AI, I'm just so afraid of jumping in once and then having everything taken. But I click on those articles because it is kind of fun, and someone did create that article to your argument in a way that they wouldn't have done the article. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like that's their job, is to find social. And I think that it's a gray area, but it is less harmful for sure than putting something in a project that's like, I did this.
Yes, I understand the people who are very much like Mike and other people who are very much against it in general. In general, right? Like, but I think that there's also that like, hey, you shouldn't use it at all. And Mike and I talked about this off air. It's a tool that's here and is in the same way that I feel like Twitter should never been used in the first place. I think Twitter is detrimental to society. I think social media has destroyed society, but I still use it. Am I a hypocrite? Maybe. I use it to, help my stuff as far as promoting things and other things too. I try to not use it, and I have been pretty good at it in the way that I feel it's really hurtful, like saying things to people that I don't know because I don't agree with them, or yelling at somebody, or going after them and because they politically don't line up to where I do, or they didn't like a movie that I didn't like that kind of stuff. I don't do that. And not to say I'd never done that before, but I've realized, to me, it's not conducive to my life and my mental health. In the same way that like there are people who like, okay, I will never use AI. I think that AI is damaging. I think it takes away from creatives. I think it does this thing, and I think that it's completely dangerous of what it could eventually do. Is it too tough shit? It's here. Deal with it. I don't think that should be a mentality, which it is. There is one, but it is a tool that I think can be used for good. The question is, human beings have proven time and time again that the chances of it just being used for good, slim to none.
Here's the thing: AI should be using to find cures for cancer.
Yeah,
and
which they are.
It shouldn't be used for. Again, it's I read a book the other day. I try and read.
Good for you.
Yeah, I try and read a book a week.
Okay.
Be
well
well
that's
read.
great.
Yeah, and at the very end of it, it said nothing in this book was created by AI. And I was like, it's the first time I've ever seen that. But I appreciate that because I know if I put in a few prompts, I can get a 300-page novel done out of it. And I'm not going to do it.
Yikes.
But also to your point, like it's there, we can use it. But like I saw the other day, I don't know if you saw this, it was like that Boston Dynamics, but it was like a robot that shot a flamethrower. It was like a dog robot with a flamethrower. Mm-hmm. Like what the fuck are we creating that for? What for? Is it like a robot dog with a flamethrower on it?
That's awesome.
But and we like, did not we watch Terminator? Like, did we not watch these movies growing up that we're like, oh, these are awesome. I'm going to be John Connor when I grow up. I'm going to be the Resistance. AI, bad Terminators. And we're like, we're creating these things and
I understand the fear behind it.
And I didn't do this when everyone did it. When everyone was like, look at my face in the AI and it made like, superheroes out of it. And I was like, no. And I have actor friends of mine that's their profile picture on fucking Facebook. And I'm like, fuck you.
Curses are going nuts.
I'm going to, man. I'm so fucking hot about that. Like, I'm of the mind of like the whole, like, it's here. We got to get used to it. No, we don't. We just say, like, especially in the entertainment industry, we can say, no, we're not using it as filmmakers and as a production. We can say, no AI is going to be using this.
Yeah, that's my point.
But the money man, I'll be like, we can save how much money by this?
They're a big part of it. But it's not just the money men, because in the same way, like you said, this pops up. Oh, I can do this. Oh, I'll try that. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a dog with a rocket
launcher. Here's me as Elsa in Frozen.
But yeah, right. And dude,
exactly.
I saw one yesterday that was really crazy. And I don't remember who the guy was, but he said, and I don't even know how he did it. He goes, this on the side to the left is not me. It's the AI, and it was him sitting there. And this is me. He goes, the one on the left is AI taking all of my podcasts and things that I've said in the past, and he's going to answer questions as me, and I'll ask him. So he's asking his AI version of himself.
Oh my God.
And you cannot tell the difference at all.
So dangerous.
At all.
So dangerous.
So scary.
And that's I mean, I know AI has been in the works for a while, but since it's really been in the forefront, it's been about a year or so, right? It's like blown up. So what is that type of technology going to be like? Because right now, with the art that you see, this is the difference, though. That's going to be the scary thing for you. Right now, you put in an AI art of any celebrity or anything too. Most of them has that like, weird face, or you can tell the AI art. At what point is the AI going to get so good that you can't tell the
Did
difference?
you see, like, anytime someone, and I see a lot through Twitter, they'll like 1960s Batman movie.
Right.
And I'm like, I see the first image, but I don't click. I'm like, it looks cool, but I know it's AI. But did you see the thing with Will Smith like a year ago when he was eating spaghetti and it was just like, and his like hands are turning into spaghetti, and now they did it now, and it's him eating spaghetti, and you're like,
way
oh
better.
my God.
Yeah.
In 1 year.
Yeah.
Look up
Yeah,
Eddie
because
Murphy
the hands were the thing.
Will Smith.
The way you could tell.
Spaghetti, yeah.
But it's like but
But
now
now they're fixing the hands.
Oh,
That's what I mean, though.
it's gonna be insane.
Because that's the whole point of AI. It's intelligence. It's learning, and
But
it's going to
what
be.
point does someone like some supporter take a president that they love and do an AI thing about him and put it through social media, and it's about
Of course,
like, and you won't be able to tell the difference.
That's the main fear of it. So, I mean, look at the AI.
It's already happening.
Look at the AI porn. The whole
Yeah,
thing
I
with
know.
Is AI porn.
See, with the thing that they did with Taylor Swift, like that
What
was
was that?
It was something that was
They
going
like
on.
super
So they put her face on like a
Yeah, but it was less about.
Jesus.
And
They've been
like,
doing it with a lot of celebrities.
Yeah.
And then Drake and Kendrick Lamar, basically the entire rap industry is in beef with Drake right now, which is like the funniest thing
Why?
to me because he used to be my fave. He's such a dick.
Turd?
now.
Is
He's
he?
just a turd now.
Which one's Drake?
He's the one that was beaten off on the couch.
Champagne Poppy.
Champagne
Poppy
Is
is
that
his
what you call
Instagram
him?
account. No, yeah, that's what I call him. It's his Instagram account. So that's
Yeah.
like his people say it. Anyways, he's just done a lot of things that are super sus lately.
Mm-hmm.
But Kendrick Lamar and him are going back and forth with diss tracks, but people are AI making their diss tracks before they drop them.
Mm.
And then people really thought that that was their real diss tracks because it's
Of course,
you can't tell the difference.
Did you see the thing with LeBron?
No.
They had LeBron. There was one with LeBron, and actually, you know what? I'll play it.
Fucking points from D-Lo. You could solve the housing crisis with all those bricks. He better start learning Chinese. Don't think I forgot about Rui Hachimura. You've been absolutely useless. Better start packing your bags too. Another no-show from AD in the fourth. Is anybody surprised? 3 more days of Darvin Ham. I've got to be grateful for that. It's like I'm being coached by a Make-A-Wish kid. He's absolutely clueless. I'm glad it's almost over. This is humiliating. I've already got
it's him
my
just
flight to Cancun booked.
Spieling nonsense. Wait,
It's him
cadence.
Talk,
It's,
yeah,
you're
it's
like,
cadence, but it's him talking shit. But the problem is, like, it looks so, and he looks a little beefier in the face and stuff too. But like it's like he's doing. You hear him. It sounds like him, and that's again a year of people really working on this stuff. You know, in 5 years,
You're not going to tell the difference.
You can't tell the difference. You won't be able to tell the difference in 2 years.
And now the problem is that there's a lot of people that don't know really exactly what he sounds like or looks like, and
Mm-hmm.
they might see that and be like, "That's real."
Right. The other side of it is down the line is what happens if somebody really does something, says something like this, or not necessarily like that, but but whatever it might be, does something, goes, that's AI. That's not
I
me.
didn't say that.
That wasn't me.
I was over here.
I wasn't there. That's people's alibi will be like, no, I was here. That's AI. I can tell you. I can hear the files. It's someone and have somebody else do it. It's like the idea of it. It's super dangerous. It's crazy. So I understand the concern behind it. I understand that for the most part. I do think in the same way that I feel like social media is should have never happened. I'm with you though, Mike. I think that I wish that you just had this kind of tech that maybe it's like, okay, look, yeah, we have this type of technology. But in the same way that, for nuclear physics, you can't just openly go and start studying and getting access to this stuff.
Yeah.
You got to be accepted to these programs. You got to be there's special programs in order to learn it. So you can't get the secrets. In the same way that somebody now can just learn how to do AI and just do it, you should be accepted into a program to learn this tech because of treating cancer, these other things whatever it could do. If there is an AI kind of technology to figure out a way to beat Alzheimer's, whatever it might be, all these things, because in a way that you just try to crack the code on simple math is a pain in the ass. Yeah, go ahead.
I don't know. I just think, I work in theme park, 7 days a week, and I see what society is becoming. I just think all those movies about the future and where we're just. I walk around and I see people in my green room, between sets. I just see everyone on their phone.
Yeah, right.
It's everywhere. Walking, everyone's on their
Right.
phone. We're just
That's true.
drones now.
Yeah.
We're all, and this AI is going to ease that into being, easier.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm becoming a point in my life where I'm almost 50. I'm now realizing I'm shifting more boomer.
Yeah,
and
of
becoming
course.
like a you kids generation. And
Shakes fist at clouds.
yeah, it's where we are. Like, I mean, I talk about this every day with people. I think we're going to reach a level of filmmaker that's going to be coming out where everything is going to be shot vertically. Movies will be shot vertically. Movie theaters will have vertical screens because the generations of us that are used to this, it's going to go away in 30, 40 years because there won't be any more of us.
I hear
No,
you.
And so everything with this, it's just compounding. And I had like a kind of a, not a crisis of faith or whatever, just a realizing of life and the way I want to choose to live my life now. And I have to actively say I'm not looking at my phone like standing at the line at Chipotle when everyone is standing in line like this.
Yeah.
I actively go, nope, phone in my pocket. I'm going to stand here
Yeah.
and just look
And
because I
take in
don't,
the-
I
right.
can't be that.
Right.
You know,
I
you
understand.
lose everything. And it's just.
You gonna say Steph?
I think you should smoke more weed, Mike.
Shannon tells me I should take mushrooms.
No, but I think I hear you on a lot of things. I've been actively telling myself too to not just be on my phone just because I have a little time
Right.
to do it. But I don't think we'll ever go into vertical because
You don't?
virtual reality is what's next.
Yeah, I agree
so
with
we're
you.
gonna
Okay.
have bigger screens
Yeah.
just in our glasses. We
Yeah.
already have that, so they'll just be more accessible. But what I do, it sucks because I'm such a fan, and at my core I'm about free will and really, really hardcore about that. But at the same time, it feels like the only actual solution would be regulations on both social media and AI.
Right.
But people are so fearful, and rightfully so. I get that. Like, you don't want the government control, but then what's your answer? Because we're gonna all be screwed if we don't regulate.
Sure. Well, and the other thing is too. Look at the TikTok ban, right? Like that is whether I think they'll wind up selling, but we'll see. If not, the ban says that it'll be gone in 8 months, and that's just one of many social media platforms. But as much as okay, in my heart of hearts, I'm like, yeah, take it all away. Let's go back to what it used to be. But I also have to be honest with myself, is that would cost me money.
Yeah.
That would cost a lot of people money. Especially look at all these TikTokers that make hundreds of thousands of dollars, with their platforms and the things that they have. Like, a lot of people are going to lose some money.
Yeah.
Doing that too. Yeah.
But doing what?
What do you mean doing what? Whatever.
Like I don't have TikTok, but every now and then because of Instagram, it'll do a TikTok video, and I see a girl in a grocery store in a tight outfit getting cereal down, doing this, putting her cart and walking through this. Like, who's watching this for what?
Oh, like a day, like a vlog.
Not even a day. It's just like, here me am, and yeah, she looks gorgeous, but she's in her tight little outfit, getting cereal, purposely doing it, putting it in the cart, walking through this, like, and someone's filming her from behind. Like, for what? What are we doing?
That's like the 1%.
But what are we doing?
I agree, that
What are we
sucks.
doing in life? Hey,
But there's
hey
some
guys,
funny
I'm here at
creators.
Costco right now, and I'm going to show you the 5 best meals that you can get for under budget to help meal prep on your protein intake. Like, get the fuck out of Costco filming something.
Right,
That
but-
ain't your
but-
personal fucking
but
set.
to answer your
so
question-
if TikTok
Oh,
goes
there
away,
you go.
I'm happy for it.
right, but
That was what I went to.
but the thing is,
I
Yeah,
feel
go ahead,
bad.
Steph, go ahead.
I feel bad. Okay, first of all, there are some really talented and gifted creators
Mm-hmm.
on TikTok, and who started on TikTok and create. And there's like 3 cast members from SNL, I think, right now that got those positions because they had a TikTok
Mm-hmm.
following. A lot of comedians have been able to put their sets on TikTok and get that following. And then there's a lot of just like creative, funny people who are making independent content that I think is really cool and shakes up the studios in a way that I appreciate. But of course, there's on the other end the people that are like make every place their personal set to film, and I do think that there is no boundaries.
There's garbage on any platform, right?
Right.
Like if you look even at the television, but like what drives me nuts, I can't stand like there are some people who do good pranks, right? Like there's one
Oh my
guy,
God.
big what's his name? Big Boss. I can't remember his name. Boss TV. I can't remember.
Big Boss Balls?
No, I don't know. But I Big Dawes. Dawes, I think his name is. Him I like a lot because he does stuff. He'll like prank somebody, like but then he goes and he gives somebody like 10 grand, or he throws something up in the air. He goes, if you catch it, you keep it, and it's like cash, and he's helping people out and he's doing things, but he's being funny in the
yeah.
way too. I like that kind of stuff. That to me is very similar in the same kind of vein of like what impractical jokers, like that type of stuff. I like that. I like when people are helping out, and as much people will crack on people going, those videos of where they'll help out a homeless person, and then there's like the spoofs of it going, okay, can I have my money back now? Like, but as much as sometimes I think they are doing it for the views, they're still helping somebody out. Okay, fine. I can't stand the pranks where you're just being a dick to somebody and you go, it's video, man. It's video. It's just a prank, man. It's just a prank.
It's like you just threw a mattress at someone through across the aisle.
Right.
Like it's not a prank. You should get your ass beat.
Right. It's just a prank. Like someone like looking to start fights in like a really bad neighborhood, and then he's like, "Oh no, don't kill me! It's just a prank. It's just a video, man." And it's like, what are you doing? Like that kind of stuff drives me nuts.
Crazy.
Yeah, drives me nuts. Anyway, so we got a lot. We let's do. Mike's got to go, so I'm going to do before we don't hold your guess. So real quick, I want to tell you guys before we move to the next story. I got to tell you about Mack Weldon, which I am loving. Love Mack Weldon. And, of course, Magic Spoon, baby. Here you go. Let me tell you about Mack Weldon. Okay, so Mack Weldon, in general, it is a really, really wonderful company. Because a lot of times you want something both ways, right? Me, you know that I lost weight, but I can't lose weight and keep firing down pizza. Can't do it. Because we always think that looking sharp means that you got to have the starchy, the Oxfords and the stiff chinos rather than the effortless comfort. It is possible to have it both ways. They have light as air underwear to innovative anti-odor tees and versatile yet comfortable pants. It is so great what Mack Weldon is doing. They have a full range of clothes. And I'm telling you, browse this site. You're going to lose your minds. It's the best. I got, I'm always looking for the essentials in just like socks and underwear. And man, I got it. But then they sent me these pants. I have like, the t-shirts are so smooth. I wear them I'm just comfortably around the house, but I can also, if I'm going, I put on like a suit jacket the other day and I put it on with it. And then the pants, they fit perfectly. And I had some really comfortable sweatpants. Oh, really great. Okay, now peacocking. You guys are peacocking? That's for the birds. Now, some guys, you just want to go out there, you want to look good without calling attention to yourselves. Well, Mack Weldon Apparel gives you understated good looks for understated confidence. It's not flashy, just classic, always in style, and made from the world's most comfortable performance materials. What that means usually, the performance fabric, usually means that clothes that look or feel techy or shiny, well, these are designed to fit your style and demands of modern life. So I just, I can't even tell you, like this underwear is really comfortable. The sweatpants for me, I was wearing them the other day, and it just I like ones that just feel like I could go out, whether I'm just walking the dog, but I don't feel like, oh my God, people are looking at me. What am I wearing right now? We're just walking around the house in this, but it's stylish, man. I love it. Get timeless looks with modern comfort from Mack Weldon, but you got to go to MackWeldon.com. You can get 20% off, which is pretty great, off your first order, but you got to use that code BIGTHING. So head on over to MackWeldon.com and use that code BIGTHING. I'm going to tell you first of all about Magic Spoon, because you guys know, and I got that yesterday. I'm so excited for somebody to reach out to me yesterday and tell me how much they're loving Magic Spoon. And like, I'm so glad that you told me about Magic Spoon, because I absolutely love it. And I'm so glad that you do, because last night I got the new, they have like honeygram ones now, which is great, because I had a New Year's resolution to cut back on sugar, add more protein. I did it. And people love cereal. And get older, it's harder to do that just because there's so much sugar and kind of empty carbs. Well, Magic Spoon has everything. It's got the flavor that you love. It's got high protein, less sugar. They have cocoa. They have fruity, frosted peanut butter. I told you, I just had this new graham cracker thing that I love. 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, only 140 calories a serving. So good. High protein and 0 sugar. It's amazing. If you go to magicspoon.com/bigthing and you grab a variety pack, and you try it today, but you got to use our promo code. Use BIGTHING at checkout and you save $5 off your order. It's so amazing. They're so confident in it, by the way, and they should be. It's backed with 100% happiness guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, they refund your money, no questions asked. So start your new protein diet today here with this stuff. It's a delicious bowl of high protein cereal. You go to magicspoon.com/bigthing. Use that code BIGTHING. All right, thank you to Mack Weldon and Magic Spoon. I was walking around with this shirt the other day, and my wife's like, "Whoa, honey, what's that?" I was like, "Mack Weldon." Love Mack Weldon. Got a whole bunch of stuff from them, and I've been sporting it a lot. And Magic Spoon, I'm going to say that a lot of the weight loss that I lost like 18 pounds, and a lot of that is because I can have Magic Spoon at night, and I get so many messages. People have been signing up to Magic Spoon, and they love it. But you were going to say special?
Special?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Oh, okay, good.
I'm old. That shit goes out.
That's right. I'll give you one more story, Mike, and then you can leave.
Okay.
Did you hear this story, Steph?
No.
Okay, good. Where is it?
You know how I feel about Thor.
I know, but you're going to be in the minority. Even Hemsworth is on our side now.
Oh God.
Thor: Love and Thunder made its way into cinemas in 2022, with the film coming off of a franchise critical and box office high with Ragnarok, doubled down on the goofier tone than that film introduced. The result was $760 million worldwide, but it divided the fan base and came under plenty of criticism for its messy tone, problematic VFX, and weak story. Last year, Chris Hemsworth spoke about what went wrong with it, saying at the time, "I think we just had too much fun and became too silly." Since then, he hasn't had a change of heart. In fact, in a new interview with Vanity Fair, it's made clear that the actor still has regrets about the film. Hemsworth says, "I got caught up in the improv and the wackiness, and I became a parody of myself. I didn't stick the landing." The article's writer adds that the 40-year-old Aussie says he still can't forgive himself and reportedly thinks he owes the audience another. The lengthy piece goes on to talk about his desire to be taken seriously by famed auteurs, and he makes it quite clear he doesn't have Alzheimer's, nor has he quit the business. Hemsworth will be seen in cinemas in a few weeks when George Miller's Furiosa premieres in cinemas. I felt that this was a very refreshing article. He didn't really crap on Taika. He didn't really say anything about Taika. He just said it wasn't what I wanted it to be. I goofed around too much. I played around too much. And I'm sure that if you really got, what you couldn't put in print, Taika's a goofball. And Taika's like, let's just mess around. Who cares? Let's just have fun. That'll be funny. Do that. And Kristian was like, yeah, let's do that. That sounds fun. And then probably that movie, as much as I can't stand it, like I despise it. More and more I watch it. If I just a clip of it, I despise it. It must have been so much fun to make.
Yeah.
That movie was you were probably laughing your ass off, having so much fun. And in a movie like that, that can be dangerous for sure. So you love this movie. Why?
Because it's fun.
And go.
Because it's fun. And what did you guys expect post Endgame Thor? Or
No.
Fat Beer Thor.
No.
He became the joke of the Avengers. And it's funny because Chris Hemsworth is so hot that this is what hot men get the pleasure of doing that women, I hope one day can reach this. He can make fun of himself in a way that like actually lands, and he can be the joke while still being Chris Hemsworth. And I do think the movie had heart to it. And I didn't mind. I get the tones were a little everywhere. I didn't mind, you guys. I don't know what to say. But I do like his response. I think it's a very honest. He clearly grew up Catholic, where you just like take all the blame for everything and have serious regrets.
Speaking of which, you're going to be happy. I'm 2 episodes into Shogun.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So you got through the second episode.
Yeah, we are. Yeah, where are we?
So you're on the third.
We're almost at the end of the second.
Okay.
But this is progress.
Yeah.
And the wife is watching it with me. So
okay, that's huge progress. The second one, by the end of it, it's kind of like Arcane at the third, where you're like, okay, I'm in it.
I'm already in after
Great,
one.
great,
Yeah,
great.
it's great. Tom Hardy Light is great.
Oh my God, Cosmo Jarvis. Can you believe that's his name?
Is that the beginning? Is that the Englishman?
Black Thor.
Yeah. Tell him whatever I want.
He's hysterical.
Great. Yeah, it's like, get out of my way, Protestant.
He is.
It's hilarious.
He's
Tom Hardy.
Yes.
Anyway, Mike, you have gas. Why?
Yeah. I have gas.
Oh no, I'm just kidding. So what? So overall, you don't like this movie. You loved Ragnarok.
I did.
And you didn't think you were going to like it. You liked that movie.
Right, yeah,
See, I listened to
good
you.
memory.
Yeah. And this, you and I are both on the same page that this movie just missed the mark.
It stinks.
It stinks.
I wish more filmmakers.
I love the goats, though. I do love the goats.
I wish more
goats.
filmmakers would come out. I wish, maybe Raimi came out and said, yeah, Multiverse of Madness. I whiffed that one.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford. Yeah, I shouldn't have done another indie.
Yeah.
But my fear is, and what you said about having fun, that's, I think, my biggest fear with Deadpool and Wolverine. Because of how much fun they had making that movie. And you can tell. You can tell the backstage stuff, the videos that him and he would do. I'm like, yeah. And especially when you're improvising and they were during the writer's strike, so the writer's strike, they couldn't write a lot.
I get it.
I don't know.
I have less problems with those guys because
It's not a problem with them because they're very talented when you're riffing.
It's just because Taika was so
You're right.
busy. And Taika was working on 87 different things. Plus, Taika doesn't care about Marvel continuity. He doesn't care about that type of stuff.
I'm just saying.
And he doesn't really. He hadn't even read a Thor comic or something along those lines. He doesn't. He didn't care. And if you talk to Taika Waititi again off the record, he'd probably be like, "All right, I messed around. I made a lot of money. I don't care what these people are saying. Who cares?"
Yeah.
He doesn't care. But Ryan Reynolds really wants to get this right. Plus, he even makes a reference of it in the damn trailer that they know that Marvel's in a place right now where he could be the Marvel Jesus. I mean, so I understand the concern, but I have less of it because
Yeah,
I don't
get
think because the difference, even though we disagree a tad, the Thor movies, they did get sillier as they moved on. The first one was not silly, had jokes in it, but it wasn't silly. Second one, definitely not silly, had jokes in it, not silly. Third one got a little bit more silly, but still had I thought, a really good
very
balance.
silly.
It was silly, but had a good balance. And then the fourth one just went completely Saturday Night Live, right? Deadpool hasn't changed his tone. 1 and 2, it's been the same
But then
tone.
why wasn't 2 as well received as 1?
No, it wasn't as good of a written film and a different director and everything too. But I mean,
So it's a lot of
But I thought
gambles.
the tone was still, and I liked 2, but I thought the tone
like 2.
was still consistent. It
Yeah.
wasn't any different. Do you disagree?
Yeah, they were similar tones.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that's I think that's it for today. You know, Mike's got to go back to see Ryan Gosling at the Fall Guy. Were you there when he did that? The Fall Guy
was
thing?
there.
Or were you on the show?
I'm not doing the Fall Guy show. I was
Where were you?
not.
Okay.
My schedule did not allow it. It was a very quick rehearsal process. So I was having in a wedding for a week in Texas. So but I was there with Ryan Gosling in the trailer and
Oh,
I saw
were you?
all that. I
Okay,
wasn't
cool.
in the trailer with him, but I was on the property for the show that
Okay.
day. Yes,
You'll like Fall Guy.
I
It's
liked
fun.
it.
I've seen it
It's
tonight.
fun.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
I've seen it tonight.
Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it. All right, guys, thank you. Thanks for joining us here today. Appreciate it very much so. A little bit of a shorter show. It's because it was Mike's fault. We
Yeah, my
said
fault.
we had to get here at a certain time. He didn't get here, and then he said he's the one that has to leave. So
It was me.
anyway, thanks for being here today. Appreciate it. As always, please get yourself something good. One of those sponsors. I say that. It really helps. It really helps the show tremendously. More than you can know. Thank you to our crew. Start with Steph. What's going on with the World Girls?
We're here tonight, 6 p.m. PT at the World Girls YouTube channel.
Michael Kalinowski?
Join me on Twitter. I have
yeah.
such a wonderful time on there.
Yeah.
Going for it.
Yeah, he won't yell at you, I swear. All right. Thanks for joining us, everybody. We'll see you later.